Alright, I'm going to see if I can explain this based on what you've told me. You've said that you're trying to add fitted to your garment. Now to me that means that you're trying to fit more than one custom shape. Because if you were doing a custom shape, you would just use classic. But you're actually trying to do fitted. Is that correct? If that's right, then I'm going to see if this helps any. You've talked about using the bone fitting strength. Now you can see here I have the blue bone selected, and on the left you can see that the M pelvis is the one selected. Under the bone fitting strength you see a setting of 0. If I take this and slide it all the way to a strength of 1, you see now the mesh is pink, which means there's no weight on the pelvis bone. Because what I did with the bone strength is told that I want the strength to be transferred to the pelvis from the collision. And you can see that on the left we now have in all caps pelvis, which is the collision bone. If I take it again and slide it all the way down to 0, now it's pink again, because it's actually the pelvis bone of the classic rig that now has the weight. If I take the pelvis and I put a setting of 0.5, which is halfway, and I select either the pelvis bone from the classic or from the collision, it's the same because it's halfway on each bone. So it depends on how much strength you want to be placed in terms of weight on either the collision bone or the classic bone. And if you want it all on the volume bone, you would set it all the way up to 1. Okay? Now, this bone only is mapped to length, so it's not going to do a whole lot of changes. If you, on the other hand, wanted to add weight so that the butt, if they used a slider and made it larger, would react to this area, then you're going to need the butt bone. And this butt bone has no corresponding bone in the classic rig. Therefore, if we transfer the weights from the classic bones to the collision bones, there's nothing to add to the bone in the butt because there's no corresponding bone. So therefore we use generate physics. Now physics can also mean that you're going to jiggle the butt or you're going to jiggle the breasts, and you can utilize that with what you have in Second Life. But it also means you're adding the bone. Not that you're going to jiggle anything, just you're adding the bone in order to have weights. Now the other way that you can do this is to simply go into weight painting and add weight to this bone physically, and that will also do it. But if you want to generate physics, and now we have some, it's just giving you starting weights, the same way that we used when we bound the mesh to the rig with weight from meshes. We just added some initial weights for you to start with. So you can do it this way, or you can add it manually, whichever way you want. Now, is that what you are trying to do? I'm just trying to find a way to figure out what you want to do. Please let me know.